Good morning all, it's Thursday morning, just starting the day down at the grain store. Andrew's here loading up the hopper full of wheat grain. We finished harvesting that block last night, and I don't believe they've moved the combine yet, but they got that bit finished. The grain store is looking pretty full for where we are for the harvest. So later on down the line we might have a couple of interesting logistical problems with space, but I'll just turn the camera around. So you see, this is now the pile of wheat to be dried. There's already half a dry load in the dryer at the moment, so a bit more of this will go in, and then there's still a few loads there to be dried. And then our dried wheat is now higher than it has been throughout the season, and obviously nice pile of dried wheat there that we've got to shift and move around a bit, which will be done while the dryer is then heating up once it's full. But yeah, we are getting towards that point where there's not going to be a lot of space to tip inside any of the undried grain. So it's been a little while on the channel since you've seen some of this. Tony's out mowing the grass. We're probably a little bit behind on where we need to be here, and it does look a little bit docky as well. But he's got the groupers on. The Forager's on its way up to pick this up and take it. It is literally, this field borders the entrance to the AD plant, so it's right next door. So it'll be picked up, fed fresh as always. And just as I was saying that, I can see the Forager's now come up through the AD plant in the back entrance, and he's crossing the road now. So we'll pick this grass up and then probably pick some more up again at the weekend. We may pick up enough for possibly the weekend, and then pick up again on Monday. So we've got Forager up in the field now. Andrew's drove it up here. Will's on his way just to pick this grass up. He's down at the grain store at the moment. You'll see at the moment we are still in the new machine. Obviously do all the checks we need to do on those knives. And just an update, John Deere are going to work on that machine and put it right, so we'll be bright as rain for maize. So you saw in the middle of the field there was, the rows weren't all that spectacular. On the headlands of these fields you can see they're fairly non-existent, but obviously got to pick them up, cut what we can, try and get an even growth next time. So it's been a couple weeks since we've had a sighting of the Forager on the channel really working. Obviously these outside runs definitely aren't going to put it through its paces. But we are back on the grass for the AD, as I mentioned before. yeah, we've got this field and then the field on the gateway to Will's right at the moment to cut and pick up today. Tony's just moved into that one. Feeding fresh grass is always, there's a bit of calculation and nuance to it because the grass grows quicker at different times of the year. Obviously, once the grass goes to seed, it's not going to grow too much more, so it's with the best will in the world, you can decide to cut a certain acreage a day or a certain tonnage a day, and it's almost certainly going to end up at some point that you're not going to have enough, or you're going to have too much, and you're having to change your plan a bit, and then within a month have to change your plan back again to the original. But we've managed to make it work reasonably well this year, and I think off the top of my head, I think this may be the 5th cut, and obviously, yeah, never a spectacular cut. One of them was almost like a silage cut, the amount that was there. Yes, it's never spectacular, but it allows the grass to be fed fresh, and we're not having to make silage with it, which is what the OD plant here want. So we work around that. So I have just gone through that gateway I mentioned. Tony's now into this field. This is working his way around the headland. The mowers had a bit of trouble a couple of days ago, where I mentioned we picked up some fresh grass. Tony had a bit of trouble on the headland of the previous field. Sorted that this morning. Some parts from Forages yesterday. Sorted it this morning, and then headed right out to get in front of the Forager. Thankfully, not as big an issue as we had a month or so ago. Just spent a couple hours on it this morning and we were back at it. For those of you wondering, Dad is out with the combine. He was or still is hoping to harvest some oats, but as the weather said, today was always going to be potentially a touch and go day with the weather, and there has been a few spots of rain and a bit of drizzle, so that might put an end to combining for today. And depending on how heavy it is, it could alter things tomorrow as well. So you can see the ruts that have been made going in between the two fields, so it softly does it as you're going over them. And these fields then will get another tickle of digestate. They'll get another tickle of digestate just to bring on that growth for the final cut of the year, which should come in September sometime, possibly early October. And when you're only having to pick up a light crop, you can obviously motor on a bit quicker as well. So it won't take them very long to pick up these two fields. Just got the one trailer on today, which obviously means there'll be a bit of a wait, but he's only got a kind of 30-second drive before he can tip, thankfully. So I've had a pretty full-on day in the office trying to catch up with some paperwork. So I've not got out and got loads of footage for you yet today. Obviously managed to get the Forager again, which is a welcome addition for most of you, I'm sure. I know a lot of you like watching that. I'm going to head up and just check on how Dad's getting on. The oats that he was about to combine weren't testing low enough. Didn't think it was really the right time to be harvesting them, even with them being dried. So he moved on to the wheat in the same block, and they're much lower. Probably still running them through the dryer, just on a short cycle. Just clean them up and get them definitely to a level that's needed. So we'll go and check on how he's getting on. He did just say that it looked like it was starting to spit with rain, which wouldn't be ideal because he didn't start until late in the day while he was testing the oats, etc. So we don't really want it to start drizzling now. But looking at the weather going forward, it looks pretty good for the next week, 10 days, if we can trust that. So we'll head that way now, see how they're getting on. Hopefully then we'll have the forage harvester and the combine harvester to show you today. And just as I say that, I'm getting rained on. So hold that thought. We'll see whether we do have any combining to show you or not. So we are about 5 miles and 10 minutes away from the last clip I put on. Yeah, this isn't drizzle, this is just rain. Yeah, we have to call it a day for today. Penny for Steve's thoughts in the combine. I imagine most of his thoughts and words coming out of his mouth at the moment start with F. He won't be that pleased because rain this late in the day as well will almost certainly mean a very slow start tomorrow morning as well. Waiting for it to clear out. Yeah, a bit of a frustrating day for Dad. Looking at Operations Centre, he's essentially done 2 headland runs around 1 20-acre field of wheat, and that is about it. Aside from about 10 meters of oats, just to check on how they were going to test out through the combine. So yeah, not his best day, but like I say, weather forecast hopefully will be kind to us over the next 10 days, 2 weeks, and that should see us through the end of combining. But just saying that doesn't really feel right, because almost certainly we'll have a couple of dodgy days, because this is proper British summertime weather. An update from the grain store. Just discharging this latest dryer load. Andrew's just moving some of the dried grain to the back of the shed. Through all that dust, you can see stacking up nicely. And once that's tucked away, it just gives us a much better idea of where we are. Hoping that we can continue to tip in the shed, but it may come that next week we make a bunker outside and we're tipping outside for it to then be dried to come inside. So I thought I'd get the drone up and just show you the dryer that we're using. We've got a Mecmar 40-ton dryer. As I've mentioned before, it's electricity powered, but it's got the diesel burner on it for the heat. So just show you there the grain being pulled up the central auger and circulated through the dryer. And as I move over, you can see Andrew's loading the hopper, which we pull over the feed auger at the bottom of the dryer while we're using it. Just allows us to keep tipping grain into it basically faster than the auger will take it away at the bottom if we need to. And while the dryer load's on, you can get that one half filled at least, and get yourself ahead, so you've not got to be in a desperate rush to fill it up. So you can see that's seeping away at the bottom. You can probably hear the dryer in the background of this voiceover, because I'm sat in my car at the moment desperately trying to get this recorded. So yeah, you see the grain there circulating around, and that's how we do it. So that's just a little video explaining the dryer a bit. We're going to call it a day there. It's yeah, a bit drizzly. Nothing more is going to be done today other than finishing off this last dryer load. Dad's left the field. This, yeah, even if it does pass, it's not going to dry out enough. So we'll call it a day there now. Thank you very much for watching today. Thanks for watching, those of you that still are anyway. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a bit of combining in the afternoon, but we'll see. And you'll see what else we've got on. Next few weeks should be pretty busy for us, and we've got something pretty busy happening at the end of the month as well. So yeah, we'll leave it there, as I try to avoid getting anyone in the background. And yeah, thank you very much. See you tomorrow.